What's up, man? I'm feeling sentimental today, dude. I was just watching a clip of Leon Edwards head kicking Kamaru Usman into the Shadow Realm, and it just got me excited, dude. I want to talk about what got me into the sport because I think that's important. So, in today's video, we're gonna be talking about my top three cards, I guess you can say that really just got me into the sport. Not got me into it, but just makes me love this sport so much, dude. Um, yeah, dude. I don't know why that Leon Edwards head kick just made me want to do this. It's just that Leon Edwards head kick, by the way, is a top 5 moment in sports history. It's definitely top 3 in UFC history. That's just such a key moment. The call out by John Anik right before that is not the cloth in which he is cut. Leon Edwards hits the most beautiful head kick you have ever seen, ending Kamaru Usman's run. One of the greatest runs Kamaru Usman was on ever, and just absolutely knocks out Kamaru Usman cold, like makes him like seize almost, dude. That did a lot for me in the sport, and I talked a lot about on the channel how Kamaru Usman's title run got me into the sport. So you can imagine my face when Kamaru Usman gets head kicked into the freaking Shadow Realm. But that's what inspired me to do this video today. So coming in at number 3, they're not really in any order, but a crucial moment that really made me love this sport. UFC 311, dude. This wasn't that long ago. It's not. None of these are that long ago, but this was a couple months ago, dude. January 11th, I think it was. January 18th, actually. UFC 311. This card, I watched it in the movie theaters. This card was peak stardom, dude. Everything about this card, it would have been a little better if Armin didn't pull out, but you gotta understand, Renato Moicano is one of my favorite fighters, dude. I love this man. I love his post-fight antics. I love everything about him. And seeing him get this title shot, a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity, I was really happy for him, dude. I honestly was really happy for him. And I was really excited he got that title shot. So that did a lot for me as well. Having Merab Dvalishvili officially become the bantamweight go against Umar Nurmagomedov in what is an instant classic, dude. Merab Dvalishvili versus Umar Nurmagomedov is a top 5 fight I've ever watched live, dude. And this is just such a fun fight, dude. Everything about it, dude. Merab doing his little antics, making fun of Umar dominating the first 2 rounds. What a fight this was. Let's talk about the featured fight of the night. Yuri Prochazka versus Jamal Hill, dude. We needed the Yuri resurgence arc, and we got that this fight. It was such a good moment just seeing Yuri kind of ragdoll Jamal Hill in the 1st and 3rd round, dude. Knocking him down like 3 times. Just the excitement in that movie theater I was in just got me going, dude. I was having so much fun seeing Yuri just absolutely ragdoll Jamal Hill. And Jamal Hill's humble now. So who doesn't want to see Jamal Hill be humble? We also got the Jaltron Mieta Sergey Spivak fight, and we got to see Kevin Holland get absolutely embarrassed by Renato de Ritter, which is always good to see. And this card overall, I loved it so much, dude. Everything about it, we had almost every fight on the main card went to a finish, and the fight that didn't go to a finish was Merab Umar, and that was fight of the night. So that just perfectly sums it up. It made me fall in love with the sport even more, and it made me inspired to do more videos on this channel. I think after UFC 311 and before UFC 311, I was posting like every day, dude. I was super active, and that's why this card is on there, dude, because I love this card with a passion, dude. And yeah, so moving on to the next card, we're going in order of like previously how it happened. So the next card is UFC 285. Let me tell you, John Jones is the #1 pound-for-pound fighter in the world. End of discussion. This is my first time actually watching a John Jones. Actually, that's not true. I watched it when I was younger, but this is my first time seeing John Jones fight like in recent days. I think I watched the DC John Jones fight when I was a little kid, but this fight, John Jones versus Cyril Gane, the aura around John Jones, dude. You can hate him. I hate John Jones, but this man has aura around him, dude. Whenever it's John Jones fight week, you're gonna get excited because he is arguably the greatest of all time. He is the greatest fighter that's active right now, if that makes any sense. John Jones submitted Cyril Gane in that 1st round. Oh my god, what a classic that was, dude. Not a classic, it sucked, but it was just so fun seeing John Jones come back in a round, submit Cyril Gane, and he was kind of fat, but who cared? And that main event was a banger. Then we had in the co-main event, my Mexican sister Alexi Grasso taking home, ending Valentina Shevchenko's run as the women's flyweight GOAT, dude, submitting her in the 4th round after it was a pretty contested fight before, but finishing her, dude. Oh my gosh, that made me so happy when that happened, dude. That Mexican MMA is peak, dude. If you don't know about these Mexican stars, you gotta know them because they're taking over the sport. And we also have Shavkat Rakhmonov submitting Jeff Neal, and what was actually a pretty good fight. You know, he had Jeff Neal stun Shavkat early on in the fight, then Jeff Neal was terribly busted up, and Shavkat submitting him against the fence, and was like a street fight finish, dude. An absolute war this was. And then we had, obviously, Bo Nickel fighting, you know, a college-level wrestler, one of the greatest college-level wrestlers of all time, defeating Jamie Pickett. We also had Gamrot versus Jalen Turner, which is a pretty okay fight. And, yeah, this card did a lot for me, dude. I just remember watching this at night with a bunch of my friends surrounded around me, between John Jones, submit Cyril Gane in under a round. Oh, this was just so peak, and, yeah, that's why I love that card. Moving on, though, this card, UFC 261, the final card I want to talk about today. I might spend a lot of time talking about this card, dude, but you do not understand what this card did for me, dude. Because before, I used to always watch UFC growing up. I used to see this guy on the TV. Oh, John Jones fighting Daniel Cormier. Oh, that seems pretty good. Maybe I'll watch it. I don't remember most of it, but I just remember seeing it on the TV a bunch as a kid. And I think this is one of the first times I actually paid attention. 4 years ago, Kamaru Usman versus Jorge Masvidal, dude. You know, it's a bit of a random card to like that you fantasize about, but Kamaru Usman knocking out Jorge Masvidal, dude. Oh, what a time that was, dude. What a time, dude. It was so exciting just seeing him absolutely flatline Masvidal. Then we had Zhang Weili versus Rose Namajunas in what was actually one of the best like feel-good moments in the sport's history. Rose Namajunas knocking out Zhang Weili in like the first round, ending her reign. Also, you know, I don't talk about women's fights a lot, but in the women's flyweight, we had Valentina Shevchenko having an absolute classic, dominating Jessica Andrade in the second round finish. You know, 2 women's KOs in a row. You know, I think we just saw that on a fight night a couple weeks ago, and the commentators went crazy over it. And we got that 2 KOs in a row, women's fight in a title fight, dude. That is crazy to say. And we also had, you know, this is a bit of a weird moment, but I think this is what really did it for me. Uriah Hall versus Chris Weidman. Seeing that leg snap so soon into a fight, it was just like, it just got me so interested in this sport and that anything can literally happen at any time. Seeing that disgusting Chris Weidman leg snap, dude, what a crazy. I just remember the commentary team just talking about it like someone just died, dude. Joe Rogan was like, we might have to end the broadcast early, guys. This is disgusting, dude. This like he was talking about like it was worse than the Holocaust, dude. Don't cancel me for that. But this was just such a crazy moment. Just seeing Chris Weidman's leg snap in half, like 10 years after he snapped Anderson Silva's leg in half, dude. This is peak storytelling by the UFC right here. And yeah, dude, UFC 261 is my favorite card of all time. And I just wanted to talk about that today because I feel like in a lot of my videos I don't express my personality enough, and it's just really dry. I sound like a robot. What's up, boys? We are back today. We're gonna be talking about, that's literally how I sound in every single one of my videos. So I'm gonna try to be more lively in videos. But yeah, man, that's what I just wanted to talk about those cards today. The cards that changed the way I view the UFC. And if you guys enjoyed, make sure to like, make sure to subscribe because we're trying to hit 800 subscribers by the end of the year. And yeah, man, thank you guys for watching.